All right, Las Vegas, we're back. We're back live on the radio. Come on in. Tell your friends to tune in. All right, Facebook Live. We're here. We're here this morning. So as you know, we've done our FM show this morning at, we were on at 88.1. So now we're going to do our second show, AM 1400. So again, tell a friend to tune in. All right.
The Senate is continuing to debate the sweeping COVID-19 relief bill today. Democrats clearing a procedural hurdle on Thursday to get it there.
Come on in the room.
Vice President Harris breaking the tie vote.
All right.
Republican Senator from Tennessee, Marsha Blackburn, is no fan of the bill.
I will be a no vote on this. When you have a bill that only 9% is there for COVID relief, the rest is going to arts, humanities, transportation, bailouts for the big blue state.
Only 9% of the package.
Let's see, Greg DeVille Open here. Does that have music behind it? So you want me to play your promo first, or do a little commercial first, and then start the show, or no?
The opening is fine. You can start with the opening.
Right.
Yep. Down to 6.2%. You're listening to USA Radio News. Can you really believe that?
All right, Facebook. It's time to get tuned in. All right, call a friend.
Check out Newsmax TV, the fastest growing network in America. It's on all major
We're back.
systems.
We're back.
Each night, watch Newsmax TV and see big shows.
Again, so those of you that tuned in at 9 a.m., 9 to 9:30, we're typically on 88.1. And so now we're our AM on Friday. So we're Wednesdays and Fridays at AM 1400 at 10 to 11 a.m. Okay, so thanks, Kim, for tuning in. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
And millions of people watch Newsmax on Roku, YouTube, Pluto, Zumo, Apple TV.
Just giving you all a chance to tune in. Katrina Bell, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Check it out today. Newsmax is real.
Katrina Bell.
New COVID-19 cases on Thursday for the first time in
All right.
5 months. With cases declining and vaccines.
Yes, so we're getting ready to start our show. Going to start our intro in just a moment here. We're excited about great information. Kim Cordy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we're just waiting for a few more of you to tune in here. We'll get the show underway.
Just pick a number, even though.
So volume good on your headphones? You need louder or lower?
No, I'm good.
It's good? Okay, good.
Yep, that's good for me.
Okay, good.
Pope Francis is on the ground in Baghdad, making his historic first visit to Iraq. Francis is the first to visit the Middle Eastern nation, often called the cradle of civilization. You're listening to USA.
We're starting up here in just a moment.
Clothing, household goods, children's toys and items, furniture, and more. You'll find it all at the Salvation Army thrift stores. When you shop at the Salvation Army, you help fund rehabilitation programs that heal addiction.
So we'll be talking about buyers, sellers, and investors today, okay?
SalvationArmySouthernNevada.org. Salvation Army.
Tune in to AM 1400 now. We're live on radio.
DeVille Las Vegas has a new name. Now you can call this amazing salon Sparkle's Beauty Bar. Sparkle's
Thank you,
Beauty
Kim.
Bar
I appreciate you sharing that.
Specializing in blowouts, makeup, cuts, color, and now mobile services.
Just waiting on the engineer.
Downtown Summerlin and Henderson off of Green Valley Parkway and Horizon Ridge. Check out all they have to offer at sparklesbeautybars.com. That's sparklesbeautybars.com. Let your best hair day be every day.
Times have changed, but the joy of date night.
How many are we going to play here?
You got one more after this one.
Wow. We're going in our 10 o'clock time.
I thought they normally started at 05. They start pretty much right after the news.
All right, I'm being a little patient here this morning. Facebook, just hold on. We'll be starting up just a moment. Hey, Will. All right, let's get together, man. I'm just live on the radio, so getting ready to start a second show for the day, Friday afternoon. tune in our AM 1400 on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. as well as Fridays at 10 a.m. AM 1400. All right? So if you tune in, we're live now. We just left our 88.1 studio. So we're excited. Continuing to share more information. Share it with a friend. Remember to share this information with a friend. All righty? Good stuff. Good stuff.
And do not necessarily represent those of station staff, management, and advertisers.
Good stuff. All right.
Good morning, Las Vegas. I am Greg DeVille, the broker owner at DeVille Realty Group, and I want to welcome you to the Greg DeVille Let's Talk Real Estate Show. Each and every Wednesday.
All right, we're getting ready to head up live.
10 to 11 a.m. right here at AM 1400. We're going to be going over the selling process, the buying, and yes, investment properties. Stay tuned for the show. Let's talk.
All right. Good morning, Las Vegas. We're live on the radio. Want to make sure that you know it's a great time to get involved in home ownership. Right now we're having a good time in the interest rate market right now. The interest rates are really well. We want to make sure that we're taking advantage of it right now because as it is, you are definitely paying a mortgage when you pay rent. Just so you understand, you're paying a mortgage when you pay rent. So you're just paying someone else's mortgage, okay? I want you to make sure you know that, you're aware that it's your time. As I mentioned earlier on our morning show, that the interest rates right now, first-time home buyers, 2.99%. Thomas King, thanks for tuning in. First-time home buyers, 2.99%. What does that mean? So on the max FHA right now being $354,000, your mortgage payment is $1,060 a month, just mortgage alone. Now there will be some, MIP insurance, different, and depending on if you purchasing an HOA, there's more fees added. But I'm just saying, just a mortgage alone, you're looking at $1,060. So why would you continue renting $16,000, $18,000, $2,000 a month, what have you, when you can purchase with as low as a 560 FICO score? Now, a 560 FICO score, having your own money down, listen, this is an opportunity for you. Take advantage while the interest rates are low so that we can get you into home ownership. Very important. Because again, as you're paying the landlord's mortgage, okay, you do the math. Understand, $1,500 a month. 3 years is $54,000. 5 years is $90,000. How long do you continue, okay? How long do you continue paying someone else's mortgage? Why don't you own? Because the opportunity is here. It's available. It's yours. The contact information for Greg DeVille and Team DeVille, 702-787-7559. Greg DeVille, DeVille Realty Group, live on the radio, right here at AM 1400, giving you more great information about the property and home ownership. So whether buying, selling, or investing, now is the time. I want to help you get into this because now is the time. Interest rates, not an all-time low, but they're low. They're better than what you're paying when you rent. Now, when you rent, understand, you're paying 100% interest rate. Okay? Hear me good. 100% interest rate when you rent. So if I sell your home and the interest rate is 5%, wouldn't that be great? 5% versus 100%. You say, yeah, I'd purchase at 5%. Well, guess what? Interest rates are 2.99. So you look at that. Isn't that great? That's wonderful. It's your time. And while you're taking advantage, you're going to give us a call, 702-787-7559. That's the number I need to hear from you on today. We are going to make sure we get you with one of our 9 preferred lenders. We're doing radio, we're doing television, we're doing what it takes to get the word out to Las Vegas, to Nevadans, that the time for home ownership is now. Now, if you're behind in your mortgage and you own a home, but you're in default, if you're in default, if the bank forecloses on your home, you will not get the equity that's there. Any equity, when the bank forecloses, guess what happens there? They keep the equity and the property. They're not going to send you a check. I've had families contact me from radio, and I'll tell you what, we're helping families. They're going to be closing on the 16th. They have over $160,000 in equity. Guess what? Life happens, right? I mean, you get behind in your mortgage. Listen, no one saw the pandemic coming. No one knew this was going to happen. But guess what? It happened. And with that being said, what are we going to do? We're going to take the advantage to maybe sell that home if we have to. Then what we're going to do is take our equity. Now, we may have to rent for at least a year. Okay? That's okay. Because while you're renting for a year, guess what you're going to do? Pay off some back loans or back payments that you owe. Get your credit on track within that year. Right? Your credit on track. Here's what I want you to do. Keep in mind, 1 year you can bounce back from a pre-foreclosure sale. Now I like to call it a pre-foreclosure sale because we're selling before the foreclosure. Makes sense, doesn't it? That's what we want to do. So why lose the equity that you may have because you're angry? There's a lot of people angry, but life happens. What do we do to bounce back? What do we do to recover? Okay, here's what we're going to do. Carolyn, thank you for tuning in. This is what we're going to do. Darlene Jackson, good morning to you. This is what we're going to do. We're going to make sure we count up the cost. What does it cost for me to sell my home? Nothing up front. No advance fees. No out-of-pocket fees. Everything's done through escrow. So understand, the call is free. The putting the property on the market is free. The commissions are negotiable. So what are we going to do? We're going to work together, get you the best price possible. That's what we do. Get you the best price possible to make this thing work for you so that you can get your max. And guess what? So you may have to rent for a year. You're going to have to do it anyway. Why? Because the bank is in the process of possibly foreclosing on your home. So why continue to allow it when you're stressing at night, you're crying yourself to sleep, you're troubled during the day, and you're worried throughout the night. You wake up in the middle of the night worried. I'm giving you an answer to your dilemma. You may have to sell. If that's you, contact me at my office, 702-787-7559. Greg DeVille, Team DeVille. This is what we do. I'm live on radio, 2 radio shows in one day to make sure I'm getting the word to the community. 2 Facebook Live shows today. But guess what? We love what we do. We're having fun helping families. This is what we do. So whether buying, selling, or investing, Team DeVille can help. I'm Greg DeVille. I'm the broker owner of DeVille Realty Group. 3 locations here in the Valley to serve you. Green Valley, Henderson, Boca Park, Summerlin, as well as our Centennial North Las Vegas office. We are here to help. But we can't help you if you don't make contact. 702-787-7559. We've got to make sure we're getting that word out to you. And listen, you may have to share this information with someone you know it helps. Maybe you're in a great place in your life. You're living your best life. Things are great. You couldn't ask for it to be any better. But you know someone that's having difficulty right now, someone that's being challenged. Maybe they lost their job. They own their home, but the job, during this corona pandemic, many were laid off. But guess what? It's not the end. There's a beginning. There's going to be a brighter day. And maybe you have to sell that home to make that brighter day come. You simply receiving the equity that's in the property. Because remember, as we just mentioned, you cannot refi cash out if you're late within 30 days, within 12 months. So with that being said, what are we going to do? We're going to contact Greg DeVille, the team over there at DeVille Realty, 702-787-7559. Listen, we'll talk about it. We can meet in private about it. But listen, if they foreclose, it's not private anymore. They're going to put the notice in the windows. This is a foreclosed property. So you say you don't want anyone in your business to know what's happening in your life. Then do a sale. No one knows anything. You just decided to sell your home. It's nobody's business what's going on. We're here to help. We're that company that puts you first in line to get it done. Now, remember, commissions are negotiable. So don't say, I've got to pay, I don't have money to pay. Listen, there are any upfront costs. So we're doing away with every excuse possible. So what else can we do? Well, here's what I want you to do. 702-787-7559. Contact us. We want to speak with you. I want to make sure that I'm engaging with families so that you understand. If you have a home and you want to downsize, maybe you don't need 2 stories with a pool anymore. Maybe you don't need that big home, 6-bedroom anymore. You could probably do with a 2-bedroom now. You and the missus, the kids, children are grown and gone, And you know, you maybe don't need all that space. So guess what? We can put that home in the market. We can sell this home and simply use the equity from the home to purchase the next home. We're not going to touch your savings, not touching your bank account. We're simply going to use the equity that's in your home. Now, maybe you want to refi your home. Now, I'm not a lender, but I work with about 9 or 10 lenders here in the Valley. So if you want to refi the home, say do some improvements, you can do that simply using the equity that's in your home. But now if you say, I want to sell my home, guess what? We'll come by, do a free comparative market analysis with you, and let us help you understand what's your best price possible. Now, how do we find that price? We find it by doing comparative market analysis, comparing your home, your within 1 mile radius, say your zip code, and like properties. If you've got a 2,800 square foot or 1,500 square foot, we would match whatever square footage you have to the most recent sales of within your area, your zip code, and your square footage. And okay, the last home sold for $350,000. Well, that kind of well, let me give you an example. So we put a home on the market in Providence 2 weeks ago. The last comparative market home, just like his, 2,800 square feet, Providence, same zip code. Guess what? Was $399 was the value in that gated community up there in Providence. So guess what? We spoke about it. I said, well, you know, $399, $400. It's about where it is. He says, I'm good with I would have great equity if I could sell this home at $400. And guess what? Appraisal came in 2 days ago. On today's Friday. Wednesday, we got appraisal back. The appraisal came in at what? $400,000. So that's how we determine. We use the last comparative price to that's like yours, apples to apples, if you will, to compare what your value may be. Now, remember, if someone has gone in and done a ton of upgrades, new flooring, new granite counters, they've done upgrades. Now, I possibly can't get you what they received, but if you have the granite, you have things that improve the value, and you've done those things, you very well made, like this gentleman, they were able to get the last value, which again was $399. They got $400. They were happy with that. Great. Now, if it does not appraise at $400,000, here's what we do. We may have to negotiate the price of the appraisal to consider that price. Okay, remember, the lender will not pay above appraisal value. Okay, so wherever the appraisal comes in, that's the lender's max appraisal. Can you contest an appraisal? Sure you can. But the lender may not go with the next appraisal value. Unless it's maybe lower, they might say, oh, even lower, okay. But typically they go with the first, okay? The appraiser, I mean, we trust what the appraiser says. It's in the hand of the appraiser. You can price a home wherever you want. You could say your home is $850,000, but when the appraiser comes, he says it's $625. Guess what the lender's going to lend on? The appraisal value. So I see people with their home on the market 100 days, 250 days. Do you know why that is? It's because you're not realistic with your price. You're trying to get, because you put so much into it, into that home that is, that you're trying to get it back, but the area is not allowing for it. And so only someone who really wants your home is, well, I'll give you an example. Was selling a home for a lady, and she wanted to overprice the home. Well, she wants to sell the chandeliers, and, well, I put these blinds, and I did this and the other. Well, listen, I can't tell you the appraiser's going to give you for that chandelier. I mean, it's nice, but maybe the ceiling fan, she said, was very, very expensive. And I said, well, that's a nice ceiling fan, but that might not be the type of fan the buyer likes. So it's what you like. So we can't base it on what you think it's worth. It has to be based on appraisal value. So if you have any questions there, feel free to contact me direct, 702-787-7559. Or post a Facebook question if you have one. I'd love to read it on the air. Hey, Roland, good to talk to you. Good seeing you there. Right on. Kim Cordy, there you are. Darlene, thank you all for tuning in. Again, as you know, our job is to make sure we're getting the word out, what's available in the community. This is what we do. We do this, I'm 3 days on FM, and I'm 2 days a week on AM. And then with Facebook every other day. So we want to make sure we're continuing to do our assignment. I believe this is my assignment. And so I want to be, William Logan, I want to continue doing my assignment. So we have a buyer segment where we're talking to the buyers about, getting into homeownership, getting out of renting, start creating wealth through equity, stop paying someone else's mortgage. If you can pay rent, you can pay a mortgage. If you're paying rent, you can pay a mortgage. So how do I do it, DeVille? How do I make this happen? 702-787-7559. This is how you make it happen. You're going to make sure that when you call that number, you're going to make sure you speak to someone about where you need to be. What do I need to do, Mr. DeVille? Where do I need to be? And we're going to follow suit. They're going to listen, we have a great team, Team DeVille, 40 plus agents. We're a team. We love what we're doing. We're having fun helping families. And so this is what we need to do. We need to get together, talk about it. Okay? We can do it via conference call. We don't have to see in person. We know, we're just being careful these days. But I want you to make sure that you get with one of my agents or myself. And it'd probably be one of my agents because, as you know, I get pulled on so many times that my agents know what I know. So if you're speaking to an agent, it's like speaking to Greg DeVille. I'm telling you right now, they listen to the show. They know the information. We have meetings every Monday night, 6 to 7 p.m. If you're a real estate agent and you're not doing well, listen, at DeVille Realty, guess what? We have no monthly fees. We simply have a transaction fee. There's an office split when you start. But guess what? Everything is negotiable. But we have no franchise, no monthlies, no hidden fees. When I started 15 years in sales, I've been 30 years in real estate. I got into sales about 15 years ago. I remember paying fees. And I was in that short sale era where it took 9 months to 12 months to sell a home. And not only that, our commissions were cut. And I had a fee of $100 a month. Well, when I got my first check, it was so small I wanted to quit real estate. I'm telling you, the late fees, I mean, the transaction, the office fees, and then I had the 9 months, monthly fees, and jeez, I wanted to quit real estate, but I'm glad I hung in there. I'm glad I did. I'm having fun helping families, doing what we do, and it's been awesome. It's been a great journey. We're going to continue to do what we're doing and helping in the community. Don't forget, now is the time. While the interest rates are where they are, now is the time. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Let's do what it do. That's what my daughter said. Daddy, you make it do what it do. I'm going to make it do what it do, baby. If you saw the Ray Charles movie there, I'm going to make it do what it do. And so this is what we do. We're having fun. It's a great time. With all seriousness, it's that time. So again, if you're living southwest, northwest, the east, the north, wherever you are in the valley, if you don't own, you're not creating equity. You're not creating wealth through equity. And so if that's you today, this is where you need to start. So if you start now, guess what? Within the next 3 years, well, let me give you another example. My wife and I bought 4 years ago, and we have over $100,000 in equity. So guess what that means? You can refinance as long as you don't have a late within 1 year, within 12 months. You can refinance cash out. Now, your credit score is going to have to be above a 600 for that as well. But now, many times, due to the pandemic, many families' credit scores have been damaged. But you're back to work now. So although your score is damaged, you're back to work, and you have a 401k on your job. You can purchase a home with as low as a 560 credit score with a 401k on your job. So more great information. Someone just said, I didn't know that. And let me help you know this as well. With a 560 credit score, a 401k on your job, guess what? You don't have to pay it back. It's your own money. You're moving it from one house to another. Your money's being housed over here in this 401k. You're going to house it over here in your real estate without penalty. Remember, so when you borrow against your home, your 401, you're charged up to 10% when you're buying or borrowing for a car or buy whatever. When you're purchasing a home, no penalty. So guess what? This is the great time to do it. And so you need to make that move. You need to make it happen. How do you do it? Starting with 702-787-7559. This is what we do. This is what we do at DeVille Realty. We help families get generational wealth. I'm very excited about it. I love it. We own our home. We purchased us a 6-bedroom, 4-bath home. And I'm telling you, we love it. We can dual masters, nice size covered patio backyard. And I'm going to tell you what, the equity we have now, we're considering using that, turning the home that we currently have into a group home. So maybe take that 6-bedroom, turn it into a business, okay, foster care business. Now we're going to purchase a home because I really want an RV park. I want more space. But the opportunity is taking that $100,000. Guess what? Putting it on the next home. Just not touching monies in the bank, not using any of that. Guess what we're doing? We're simply using the equity that's in the home. And this is the possibility that you have. It's just simply using the equity that's in your home. Taking what's already in your pocket. That's the equity is money in your pocket. What do you choose to do with it? I hope make a smart move. And that's simply, again, you think, and you're a veteran. Now, many of you as veteran. Now, I'd have to take my $100,000 and use it to put down on the next home. But guess what? If you're a veteran, you can take the equity, purchase a home. If you have not used your VA benefit already, you can purchase your next home. And if you have, but you could purchase your next home with your VA benefits with no money down. Now, let me say this, because if you're a veteran, and we want to appreciate our veterans, thank you for your service. If you're a veteran and you're renting, then let me say, draw a line in the sand. Let this be it. Say, you know what? I'm going to use my VA benefit. And someone, you've used them before, but you're not aware you can use it. I meet many families who say, I didn't know I could use my benefits twice. Yes, I know people use it 4 or 5 times. They move state to state. Because if you're in the military and you're active military, you may get deployed. But if you own here, let me give you an example. A gentleman was stationed here at Nellis Air Force Base, decided to purchase a home, was here for 3 years. We sold his home because he was being deployed. I think he was going to the South. Nonetheless, we sold his home. He paid the bank the mortgage back, whatever was owed. He walked away with $65,000. So just purchasing a home while he was here for those 3 years, walked away, $65,000. Now, when he got to his next place, he said, Mr. DeVille, I'm going to purchase a home again. But guess what? He purchased the next home with what? No money down. Isn't that great? So no money down, you get the opportunity to purchase your next home. Where's that $65,000 we talked about that he received? Right there in his pocket. So he's able to go to, and so that's what we're talking about when we say creating generational wealth, creating wealth through equity. That's what we're doing. We're taking equity because you understand value increases in real estate, not cars. So you out buying cars and cars are nice. You know, I like Mercedes. But I'll tell you what, it's still not worth what it was when I purchased it. Okay? Real estate only got better. I purchased my car 2 years ago, and I bet I've lost $10,000 in this Mercedes. But I purchased my home 4 years ago, and I have over $100,000. Wow, isn't that, man, I'm talking good. That's good information, wouldn't you say? Man, that's good stuff. And so I want to encourage you to do this, is get your own property. Now, someone needs to sell your home today. Now, don't forget, we can assist in selling your home. Maybe you're defaulting your mortgage. You've gotten behind. Now, we know the forbearance is but for a time. It's going to end. The forbearance is going to end. So what are you going to do from there? Someone says, well, the bank's going to put it on the back of the loan. They may or may not. They're going to review where you are. When I say review what is your track record? Have you had lates in the past? Because they may review and say, you know, we're not going to put it on the back of your loan. In fact, we want it to become due and payable next month. When the forbearance is over, they may require you to bring that payment current. What are you going to do? You can't refinance it because you got one late in 30 days of 12 months. So you got the equity there, but you can't touch it. So what do you need to do? Consider selling it. Let's get the best price possible, right? With that, we may have to rent for a year. Guess what? It's 1 year. Don't lose the equity, because if the bank forecloses, you still have to rent, but you're broke, busted, and disgusted. Because why? You let your equity get away to the bank. Don't do that. Too many people have called me after the bank is foreclosed. Mr. DeVille, I had equity. It's gone. And you hear me on the radio. Procrastination has hurt so many families because they mean it. I meant to do it, and I'm getting to it, and I'll do it. I meet people in the airports, and I sharing that I'm a realtor. I've heard your show. One guy showed me in his phone, hey, I got your number. Look, I said, well, why haven't you called me? Well, and he's still renting. And so I can't make you contact me. But I'll tell you what, if you do contact me, guess what? We're going to do our best. It may not be right now that you're going to get it, but guess what? We're going to work on you receiving homeownership. Like I stated with my wife and I in the beginning, when I contacted the lender back in 2015, I wasn't quite ready because we all lost in the decline of the market of 2008 and 9. And Jesus Christ, I mean, it was awful. We all took a credit hit, and had to give property. We lost family. We lost stuff. But there's a new day dawned. And so what are we going to do now? There's a light at the end of the tunnel. But many times we can't see the forest for the trees because we're letting these things be in our way. And DeVille is here telling you, I'm willing to bulldoze the trees so you can see clearly. The opportunity is here. Guess what? You need to make contact with our team. 702-787-7559. Greg DeVille, DeVille Realty Group. Listen, I appreciate you tuning in to me this morning, Facebook. Thank you so much. Share this with someone, will you? And I want to thank you, Gloria, Thomas King, Darlene Jackson, William Logan. Thank you all for tuning in. Share this information because remember, they can own a home. Maybe it's not right now, but we're going to set up. The lender will give you information when you can own your home. It may not be right now, but contact us. Let us set you with a lender, and we're going to get things moving. Is that all right? 702-787-7559. Greg DeVille, DeVille Realty Group, the name you need to know right here in the Valley. I'm going to tune out on this show on Facebook Live, and I'm going to go into a broadcast break right here on AM 1400. Thank you, Facebook. I appreciate you, okay? Share this information. Thank you so much.